You remind me a lot of Mrunal.
Mrunal?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Something about your smile and the way you talk. I just felt like I was talking to Mrunal for a second.
Okay, well, thank you.
No one's eating into each other's zone, the work they do inspires me more than anything and makes me want to work harder. And I'm genuinely proud and happy for them. Like when I saw Millie, I was like so happy for Janvi with the performance she gave, or with Sara with Atrangi. I thought she did a great job. And it's very important to tell people when you like their work. Honestly, the story of how I landed this film is very funny because I'd heard that this film was being made because I was shooting with Sid for Gehraiyan at that time, and we were in Goa. And he was telling me that, this film is there, I'm doing it, and he told me the story, and I was like, shit, like I really want to be a part of this film. Like it sounds so exciting. I didn't know how to get into it.
Right.
So Arjun, the director, was coming to Goa to narrate the film to Sid. And I heard he was coming, and also I dressed up like a tomboy. I dressed up like what Ahana would be. I wore these basketball shorts and this ganji, and I was like, guys, let's go play football. And I became like one of the bros, and he was like, wow, like she's exactly like Ahana, like let's audition her. And then I auditioned for the film, and then luckily I got the film.
Hi Ananya, welcome to News 18.
Thank you.
And like I was telling you before we start the interview, big congratulations on Kho Gaye Hum Kahan.
Thank you.
So,
you remind me a lot of Mrunal.
Mrunal?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Something about your smile and the way you talk. I just felt like I was talking to Mrunal for a second.
Okay, well, thank you. But no, like I was telling you, all the love that's coming your way, very well deserved, and more power to you. Have you had the chance to celebrate that?
Yes. I mean, I think after the release, we all just collectively felt so proud and so happy. I think I celebrated it by disconnecting a little bit. I think that's the best way to celebrate a film like this, is to just reboot and reflect on your life and spend time with your tribe. I think that's my celebration and my ode to the film in my personal life also.
Wow, it's very interesting what you said, because if you can share, that is, the conclusion that you perhaps came down to after a lot of reboot and unwinding.
I think it's our attachment to things in life. We're so connected to our phones and to materialistic things. Like yesterday, I just cleaned out my closet and I was like, I've just cluttered my life and just kept so many things. And actually, if you have to come down to it, it's a very small example, but if you have to come down to it, I think valuing what's truly important, because we feel like we're so connected because we're seeing what's happening in people's life. Like, oh, I know that, you went here and you went there. So I feel like I know everything about you, but actually I could not know anything at all about what's happening in your life, what you're really feeling, what you're really going through. And sometimes we mistake friendships and connections for these interactions on social media, but actually sometimes you just need to switch off and actually have a conversation with the person. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite zen. That also reminds me of this certain dialogue in Kho Gaye Hum Kahan that Kalki's character says that, this age is about digital media. It has connected us, definitely on the surface, but it has also made us intensely lonelier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ananya, I remember reading this interview of yours from a few years back where you said that, I want to be taken seriously as an actor. With the now, the reviews, the love that's coming your way, people are hailing your acting chops, which is great, I think, for you. But how validating is it?
It is. It's extremely validating, and it's very assuring as an actor for people to like your work, and it's what I've always worked towards. So it feels like finally the fruit of the hard work and the dedication and the love is finally it's bearing that fruit finally. So it feels good. But for me, I think what's most important is that people relate to the character in some way, that they forget that they're watching Ananya, that it's not Ananya anymore, and they see themselves somewhere in the character, or the character provides them comfort in some way. I think that's been the best response for me when it comes to this film. And what this film has taught me more than anything is just work with good people and be proud of the work that you do. And in the end, it'll always pay off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the wait, to land a role or a film like this make you impatient, frustrated ever in these 4 years?
Honestly, the story of how I landed this film is very funny because I'd heard that this film was being made because I was shooting with Sid for Gehraiyan at that time, and we were in Goa. And he was telling me that, this film is there, I'm doing it. And he told me the story, and I was like, shit, like I really want to be a part of this film. Like it sounds so exciting. I didn't know how to get into it.
Right.
So Arjun, the director, was coming to Goa to narrate the film to Sid. And I heard he was coming, and also I dressed up like a tomboy. I dressed up like what Ahana would be. I wore these basketball shorts and this ganji, and I was like, guys, let's go play football. And I became like one of the bros, and he was like, wow, like she's exactly like Ahana, like let's audition her. And then I auditioned for the film, and then luckily I got the film. So actually it was really funny how I got it. But I'm actually a very impatient person in life, but when it comes to my work, I think I'm more patient because I believe in doing good work and quality work, and because I'm a very instinctual person, so unless I fully feel something, because whenever I've done a film for not the right reasons, it's not worked out for me. So I think it's best for me to follow my gut, follow my instinct, take my time, work on myself in that period, get better, keep honing my craft, learning new things, traveling, talking to people, doing that riyaz as an actor in a way, so that when the opportunity presents itself, like it did with Ahana, it just felt like the right time. Like I was just like waiting for that and just ready for that, So to just be open for when something good comes my way, but not seek it out. Yeah.
Are you an actor, Ananya, who would, like the way you actually got an audition for yourself for Kho Gaye Hum Kahan? Are you okay with just calling up filmmakers and telling them that, hey, listen, I came to know that, you're working on this script, or could you please consider me? Do you do that?
Yeah, 100%. I think because sometimes people are not thinking of you in that way, or people may think that you're not interested in a subject like this. So actually just going and meeting someone and having a conversation with them can go a long way. Because I remember when I met Shakun for Gehraiyan, he was thinking quite differently for the casting of the film that time. So I remember when I met him also, he was like, even that time before meeting Shakun, I watched these like international Polish films and all, because I thought Shakun Batra, Kapoor and Sons, he's going to be this intellectual filmmaker and everything. And then I met him and he was like super chill, like a Delhi boy, and we had lots of fun. But he wasn't thinking that way, his casting choices, he was thinking in another direction. And then after he met me, I said, okay, cool, like let's just work on something else later if this one doesn't work out. And then after some time, I think he went back to the drawing board and he figured, and then I did, eventually, they did come to me for that film. So you never know where a conversation can take you. And I like appreciating people when they do good work. Like I'm not ashamed of that. Any of my contemporaries, like if I watch something and it strikes a chord in me or it inspires me, I just need to tell the person that. So I don't have any shame in telling people that I love their work and I love to work with them. Yeah.
It's so nice what you said, because I think especially, actors in your generation, female actors, I think they're constantly pitted against each other. And it's not nice, right, to see that. Do you see that happening to women actors more than male actors?
It does happen, and it's a thing that I think people create more than actually what the relationships are with people. It's all hyped up because actually my closest friends, in the industry are a lot of them are women. Most of them are women actually, and I always find them to be way more supportive than anything. Like, any of my films are coming out, if a song has come out, a trailer's come out, Janvi and Sara are always the first few people to message me or to come for my screenings. And same, likewise, like me going for them and showing up for them. Because I feel like we all know that we're all very different. We all bring something different to the table. And no one's eating into each other's zone. The work they do inspires me more than anything and makes me want to work harder. And I'm genuinely proud and happy for them. Like when I saw Millie, I was like so happy for Janvi with the performance she gave, or with Sara with Atrangi. I thought she did a great job, and it's very important to tell people when you like their work, because that can really go a long way with their confidence.
But do you think sometimes, Ananya, this intense scrutiny or the headlines about you being pitted with your contemporaries, has that ever affected your personal equations with them?
Not really at all.
Okay.
Because I think when I see my dad when I was growing up and I saw his friendships in the industry, he had a lot of friendships and they all really worked towards that friendship, and it always looked to me from the outside like one big happy family. When I saw the industry as a kid, maybe I had that wonder in my eye and that, that positive outlook to everything, but it did look like that. Like everyone is friends, and that's what I truly believed as a child. And now that I'm in the industry, I want to keep that going. Wherever I can make friends with people or help someone or have a good relationship with someone, I do that, And I realize that people are also like that, and people in the industry are like that, because especially with this film, like so many people called me. Alia called, Mrunal called. I think I thought of Mrunal because she just called. So I was thinking of her. But everyone who watched Kriti messaged me. So it's never, I think it's all built up on the outside that women don't support each other. But I've only encountered, and I've done so many two-girl films. Like I've worked with Tara, Bhumi, Deepika, and I've only had wonderful experiences with them. So I'm really the flag bearer of women being friends with each other.
Absolutely. Ananya, a while back you said that, you have been thinking about, that you did films, for not the right reasons. And now you perhaps want to follow your heart and instinct a little bit more. Can you tell us what were not the right reasons you picked a film or a script for?
I wouldn't say they're not right reasons, but sometimes you look at a project and you think, oh, it'll do well, or it'll be a big hit, or people will like this, or I'll do the film because things like that. I think when you do films more for the outcome than the actual process of the film, for me that would be the wrong reason, because actually no one can control anything. You never know what's going to happen. At the end of the day, you have to do your best and give it to the audience, and they're going to receive it in whatever way that they want to receive it. So I think when you think more about the outcome than the actual process of the film would be a wrong reason for me. Like I want to learn something with every film. I want to work with people that I can take something from. I can get better, I can improve myself. I also do something different in a film. For me, these things are important, and that's more of a right reason. Being a part of a story, even if my role is much smaller, just telling good, relatable, honest stories.
Right. One of the things I really, on a serious note, admire about you is how you have continued to take criticism to your stride, right since the very beginning of your career. And you have always spoken about how, positive criticism really means a lot to you because it gives you the chance to learn. Now, Ananya, as an actor, does it get difficult sometimes to perhaps draw a line between constructive criticism and perhaps outright meanness?
I think you're able to tell. At least now, maybe through my experience and building up, developing a thick skin in that way, it's helped me filter out what's important and what's not important. Someone tells me that I need to work on my voice or I need to work on my dance. I get that, and I'm like, okay, next film I'm going to do better, and I'm going to prove myself in a way, and I'm not going to give people a chance to do that. Like, there's a difference between people being like, oh, your voice is irritating, versus like, oh, you can work on pitching your voice a certain way for a character. So I think just understanding where something is coming from, identifying it, and you yourself knowing. I think more than anything, yourself, it's important to be critical of yourself also in a way, so that you know what you can change. Like, no one's perfect. I don't want to be perfect only. I always want to strive to do better and improve myself.
Yeah. At this very spot, I remember I had interviewed your mom last year. She said that, I have strictly told Ananya now, think before you speak. Take your own time before you really open your mouth. But no, Ananya, at this stage now, it's been 4.5 years that you're in the industry. Are there still moments where you regret after saying certain things?
I don't like to live with any regrets. Like, even if I've said something wrong or silly, I'm okay owning it and, taking it in my stride, because as I said, no one's perfect and it's boring to be perfect. And if I can be so completely myself and unapologetically myself, and that gives someone else out there the confidence to do the same, that's a big win for me. So I don't like to live in regret.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as I'm not like hurting anyone else by what I'm saying, I'm fine.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some news that you are going to play a lawyer in Akshay Kumar's next. Do you want to say anything about that?
Interesting news. That's what I like to say. That'll be a fun thing to watch. That's it.
So that's it? Okay, so what's happening with the Call Me Bae?
So we're done shooting for Call Me Bae. It's something I'm so excited for people to see, because it's my OTT debut in a long format in that sense. And it's just been so much fun playing Bae. She's a full like I don't even know how to explain her, but she's like in her own world. It's a chick flick. It has, drama. It's a comedy. It's an out and out comedy. And I've always wanted to do comedy, even though I've been a part of comedy films. I've not done the comedy, like with Dream Girl and Pati Patni. Now I'm the one who's doing the physical comedy and everything.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to people seeing that, because it's a kind of show I would love to watch as an audience. So I hope people enjoy it as well.
Yeah, you worked with Varun, I think.
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was lots of fun, yeah. We have a great bunch of people working on that film, and everyone's done such a good job. So I'm very excited for people to see it. Like, when I think of Bae, I just have this big smile on my face.
Looking forward to Call Me Bae and everything else that's unannounced.
And Vikram sir's film, Motwani
Oh
sir's
yes.
film. Yes.
So the film is called.
It's not titled yet.
Can you just tell me a little bit about how was it working with Vikramaditya Motwani?
It was a great experience. It felt full circle for me because my mom's favorite film is Udaan, and we used to watch it like so many times growing up. I've watched that film with my mom, and he's a dream director to work with, and it's a cyber thriller, and I'm really excited for people to watch this film because it's completely different.
Yeah.
Everything about this film is different, and Vikram sir is just amazing. Yeah, he used to like sit on set with his hands on his head, and I'm like, oh my god, like I've done terribly, like I don't know what I've done.
Yeah.
I would ask him after every shot, like, am I fine? He'd be like, yeah, fine. And then on the last day, he said like he really loves me, and I did a good job, and I was like, thank God. That's why my validation-seeking self was like shaking. But he's great. He's such a fun, awkwardly amazing human being, and I hope every young actor gets a chance to work with him.
Right. No, but hoping that you get to work with more directors who are on your wish list.
Yes.
Ananya, you have always been very, open and one with the paparazzi culture. Like, they love you, So, while you have never really shied away from, perhaps sharing a certain section of your life with, let's say, the paparazzi or the social media, the audience at large, are there moments when you feel like, very private, moments going viral? Does that bother you sometimes?
I can't say it bothers me because I feel like as actors, we've signed up that part of our life. It's going to happen. People are going to be curious. But I think it's up to us to draw the line, to kind of protect as much as we can what's important. And that's what I try to do. But you can't get upset about it because it's just a part of the job, I guess, in a way. Yeah, and you have to, how much ever is in your power that you can control, you do. Yeah.
Right. Okay, before she cuts us off, very quickly, we're going to wrap this up in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay, tell me one misconception that you think people have about you.
Whenever I tell people that I love reading, they get really shocked. They're like, you read? I'm like, yeah, I love, like, it's my favorite thing to do is sitting in the corner and reading a book.
Okay.
Like, I remember on Gaye Hum Kahan, I used to, like, read on set and Shakur and all used to start laughing. And they were like, you're not actually reading and all. I'm like, I love reading, guys.
All right. Okay. One thing you wish you could change about yourself?
My constant need for seeking validation. Very similar to Ahana, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kho Gaye Hum Kahan or Gahraiyan?
Can't make me choose between my two children. No, I can't choose.
You can't choose?
Call me they.
Very smart. Okay. Okay. If you could borrow one thing from the following people, what would it be? Okay. Siddhant Chaturvedi.
His ability to, like, work with a crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karan Johar.
The gift of the gab.
Ah,
Yeah.
lovely. Okay. Ori.
Ori. The perfect selfie, always.
Yes. Okay. And last one, Deepika Padukone.
Deepika, the South Indian food in our house.
Ah, okay. Okay, the last one. One meaty role that has positively impacted your career, whether that, but with less money or the vice versa.
No. My dad will be disappointed with this answer, but the meaty role and the less money. I'll do brands and makeup.
Oh,
for the money.
lovely. How
Yeah.
smart. Thank you.
Best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ananya Panday and you're watching me on News 18.